There's 100 technical reviews out there. There's thousands of videos telling you how amazing the Steam Deck is, and I'm not here to do that. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a blow-by-blow tech spec review, this is not it. This is my emotional reaction to this particular device, and I want to say how this device has made me feel. And I have not experienced this feeling with opening up and using a new gaming device in years, maybe decades. It's been a long time since I have felt like there has been something new and innovative and exciting to dive into and learn and explore. Let's get into it. What's so amazing about my journey with the Steam Deck is that while there's so much to learn and not everything's perfect, I feel like I'm on the cutting edge of a brand new market. Of course, there are other devices out there that do similar things. The One X Player, the Neo Next, there are other devices that do the same sort of idea, that give you PC gaming in a portable handheld form factor. But Rich at Review Tech USA says that the Steam Deck is the most important device to release since the original iPhone. And, you know, at first that seems a little hyperbolic, but when you really think about what the Steam Deck brings to the table that those other devices do not, the more you start to think about it, the more you really think, if this thing takes off and we see this moving into the second and third generation, we're going to see, I think, a merging to some degree of console and PC gaming. And that's the thing, there's always been this huge debate out there between the PC master race and the console gamers, those of us that own a Switch or a PS5. Now I can tell you, I have a PS5 and I think the PS5 is great, but it really didn't do anything epic. It really didn't do anything groundbreaking. It's still playing PS4 games. PS5 games look a little bit nicer. They're in 4K. I have a 4K TV. The PS5 is cool. It's fine. Like, there's nothing really groundbreaking about it. Games look great. Ratchet & Clank was amazing. Death Stranding Director's Cut looks amazing. But the games are the same. You know, there's just not a lot of anything really innovative other than, okay, you know, haptics. I mean, there's always some kind of a gimmick or something. You've got the haptics and the triggers, the DualSense controller, okay, it vibrates, it pushes back against you. That's a little thing. That's an incremental thing. But when you take something like the Steam Deck and you realize now that you can play all these games that you have never been able to play handheld before. You know, the Switch was kind of innovative and exciting at the time when it first came out because of exactly that. All of a sudden, we're able to play these games that we just never would have thought we'd be able to play, something like The Witcher 3 handheld. Unfortunately, the Switch is a little on the underpowered side. The Switch, using the Tegra chip that was already a year or two old when the Switch launched, the Switch has been underpowered from day one. The Steam Deck has a lot more power, and that's not saying a knock to the Switch. The Switch is a fantastic device that I love dearly. I absolutely love my Nintendo Switch. I have an OLED Switch. It looks fantastic. In some ways, I think the screen on the Switch in the right game can actually look better than the screen on the Steam Deck, but that's not really what the deck is about. The deck, sure, it's got all kinds of tech specs. It's a, you know, powerhouse. It's PS4 Pro level of power in a handheld device. But that alone doesn't tell you what you're going to experience when you first start to dive into this. The joy of discovery, the joy of, will this work? Will it not work? Steam has this ever-growing list of verified titles, and it's pretty exciting to go on the store page and see new games popping up that are verified all the time. Following the journey of certain games. When the Steam Deck first launched, Persona 4 Golden was unsupported, but the community figured out a way for it to work, and now it works great under Proton settings. And, you know, this This is a really exciting time to be a gamer. If you have a Steam Deck like I do, you are discovering something new every day. Valve is updating this thing so frequently. Every few days or a week, there's a new update and new functionality coming to the Steam Deck. This is really, really exciting to be able to pull games from your library, test them, see if it works, and that joy, that rush, that elation when you get a game running, or maybe it's almost running. I tested a game that's very important to me, Summer in Morrow, which was one of the first games I ever reviewed on this channel. And you know what? The game plays. It's acceptable. There are some problems with the cutscenes, and I actually tweeted out to the developer to start a conversation about whether the developer could do something to make their game more compatible, because Steam can't obviously fix every single problem on these tens of thousands of games. But the developer reached out and said, hey, you know, we're working on it. So it's really, really cool to be at the leading edge of this developing market, because PC gaming is not just PC games. There are hundreds, thousands of console games that have been ported over to PC, and PC games that have been maybe ported over to console as well. But it is super, super exciting as these games come more and more into compatibility. Being able to play some of these games in a handheld form factor is just fantastic. I'd recently downloaded from the Capcom Golden Week sale Remember Me, a game on the PS3, I believe, that I sort of missed out on. And this game looks amazing. It was 2013, 2014, I think, when the game was released, and super neat game. Picked it up for I don't know, $5, $4, something like that. Like, that is one thing that Steam is fantastic with. There are always crazy sales on Steam, and you can pick up so many games. I picked up The Hunt Down, which this is an 80s kind of side-scrolling, beat-em-up, shoot-em-up, run-and-gun kind of fantastic game. And a lot of these experiences I just never would have had if it wasn't for Steam sales. So there are so many great things. Valve is poised to make a huge impact in the market as this thing gathers and gathers, no pun intended, gathers steam. It's going to get up ahead of Steam. It's going to be successful. There is just no way that a device that is priced the way this is, that performs the way this is, will not make a huge impact on the video gaming space. That's all for me for now. What are your thoughts on the Steam Deck? Do you have a Steam Deck yet, or are you excitedly waiting for yours to come in? Let me know down in the comments whether you've got one and what some of your greatest experiences were. The emotional impact of this thing, feeling like I've got a brand new console that is breaking new ground. You know, the feeling of getting your PS1 for the first time in like 1995 or 1996 and seeing the amazing differences between the PS1 and the Super Nintendo, for example, moving into 3D, you know, having these consoles that broke ground the way they used to. And I haven't had that experience with the PS3, the PS4, the PS5. I've just kind of felt like it's incremental changes, but basically more of the same. How much different is Uncharted 2 from Uncharted 4? Really? Like, how much different is it? But with the Steam Deck, you're having brand new experiences, PC experiences that you've never been able to play on a console-like experience before, whether you're docked or whether you're handheld. I'm personally a handheld fan. I love handheld games, and that's a lot of what I talk about here on this channel. So if you're interested in handheld gaming, if you're interested in what the Steam Deck can do, I will be releasing a Steam Deck pickups video sometime later this week or into the weekend, where I talk about the 20 or 30 games that I've picked up since I got my Steam Deck and how they're running on the deck. Let me know down in the comments if that's something that interests you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay classy.